Welcome. Today we dive into the world of Korean zombie films. Korea has produced some of the best and most original movies in this genre. I've put together a list of 9 titles that will give you chills, thrills, and suspense until the very end. Are you ready for the apocalypse? Number 9. Block Z. A young medical student and her group of friends face unimaginable horrors when their patient, who died of rabies, suddenly comes back to life. What was supposed to be a routine case turns into a nightmare when the man rises from the cold dissection table to wreak death on campus. Every other person he touches becomes infected, and the disease spreads in the blink of an eye. The campus is cut off from the world, and students are trapped inside with what was once a human being, but is now something much worse. As the corridors fill with screams and the smell of death, a young student realizes that she not only has to fight for her life, but also against an oncoming wave of unstoppable evil. Danger lurks in every shadow, around every corner, and with each passing moment, the infected are increasing. Number 8. Mad, Sad, Bad. In the 2014 film Mad, Sad, Bad, reality intertwines with dark nightmares to create 3 terrifying stories that explore the depths of the human mind. In one story, a seemingly ordinary day in the woods turns into a nightmare when a group of children encounter something unimaginably evil, an evil that not only frightens, but feeds on their fear. Technology enters the game, becoming a tool that dehumanizes and enslaves, creating a monstrous new form of evil. However, it is the last story that brings the most horror. A world full of zombies becomes a grotesque apocalypse, where the undead aren't the biggest threat. It's humans who lose the remnants of their humanity. It's a story of survival in a world where the line between the living and the dead is almost indistinguishable, and the worst monsters can hide within ourselves. Number 7. Rampant. In the kingdom of Joseon, the night will never be peaceful again, as a terrifying nightmare emerges from the darkness. Rampant takes us to a world where not only humans struggle to survive, but beasts from the depths of hell become an unstoppable force. A mysterious plague turns people into monsters, creatures hungry for blood and devoid of all human consciousness. Prince Lee Chung, returning after years of exile, must face not only court intrigues, but also the inhuman. Every fall of the sun is a harbinger of a bloody night, and the only salvation seems to be fighting the hordes of the undead. As darkness shrouds the kingdom, no one can be sure who will remain human until dawn. Number 6. Zombie School. In an isolated elite school on the outskirts of the city, students and teachers are trapped in a nightmare that turns their daily lives into hell on earth. Unexpectedly, animals from a nearby farm become the first carriers of a mysterious virus that soon spreads to humans, transforming them into bloodthirsty monsters. No one is safe on the school grounds, and those who were previously friends become ruthless beasts. Chaos grows by the minute, and those who survive must face not only the zombie horde, but also their own fears and desperation. There is no room for error in this fight, because every mistake ends in death. Number 5. Peninsula. In a dark vision of a ruined South Korea, 4 years after a zombie apocalypse engulfed the entire country, the few survivors struggle to survive. Peninsula tells the story of a former soldier who returns to a city where the infected rule the night and desperately hungry people are just as dangerous. He arrives to retrieve a treasure, but what he finds there is beyond all imagination. Chaos, savagery, and unimaginable danger make every step into the depths of the city a struggle for life. Mutant zombies hide in dark alleys, and their hungry screams fill the air. In the shadow of hope, evil lurks in the people left behind, pushing the boundaries of morality. Number 4. Zombie for Sale. Imagine a small, quiet town where life is slow until a certain family, running a failing gas station, comes up with a crazy plan. One day in their lives appears a zombie. But this is no ordinary living corpse. It's something more. The hunger that grows within it is not just a hunger for bodies, but a thirst for something more terrifying. The family decides to use the creature to make money, offering customers a miracle cure, a bite that supposedly grants immortality. But when the plan starts to get out of hand, the horrifying truth comes out. The zombies refuse to be the instrument of their madness. What was supposed to be a blessing turns into a nightmare that approaches inexorably. Number 3. Alive. In a world where every minute could be your last, loneliness becomes your worst nightmare. One day, Jun-woo wakes up in his apartment and discovers that the city streets are flooded with a wave of bloodthirsty zombies. Their shrill screams reverberate through the building, and he is trapped within 4 walls where every sound could be the last. Day by day, resources dwindle and hope becomes a vague memory. With no contact with his family, surrounded by rotting bodies and rampaging monsters, his mind begins to crumble. Will he survive? Or will what lurks behind the door eventually devour his soul before taking his body? Number 2. The Wailing. In a quiet, isolated village in South Korea, inexplicable and brutal crimes suddenly begin to occur. People who not long ago lived in harmony turn into rampaging murderers, and their bodies rot as if a mysterious disease is rolling over them. Policeman Jong-gu, trying to unravel the mystery, is drawn into the dark vortex of ancient forces beyond his comprehension. Everything points to a mysterious newcomer from Japan who has taken up residence nearby. However, when the situation affects his daughter, Jong-gu discovers that demonic powers are at play, and everyone around him may be puppets in the hands of something far more terrible. Time is running out, and the nightmare is just beginning. Number 1. Train to Busan. A nightmare begins on a train speeding through Korea and quickly spirals out of control. A deadly virus erupts unexpectedly, turning ordinary people into brutal, bloodthirsty beasts, and each successive stop is no longer a safe haven. As the train cars become a trap, desperation grows. Passengers, from young children to elderly travelers, fight not only the monsters that were once their loved ones, but also each other, trying to find a way to survive. With each passing moment, fewer and fewer people are left alive, and those who are still breathing know that hope for salvation is slowly running out. As the train approaches Busan, the passengers begin to realize that no station will bring them peace, and some of them will not make it to the end of this terrifying journey. Every step, every glance behind them could be the last as the train speeds toward an uncertain destiny. That's it for our picks of the best Korean zombie films. Which one left the biggest impact on you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up so you won't miss the next list of amazing movies.